All right, the Patriots and the Ravens from Sunday Night Football, 23-17 victory. You watched the film. Why weren't the Ravens able to run the ball like we thought they would?
Well, I think the first thing is, all right, the first thing I wrote more than anything, all right, is just this, that I thought, one, the fact that the Patriots played the 49ers a few weeks ago with all the movement and things they do in the run game, there's some similarities there with the Ravens and how they attack the edge of a defense. I think that experience helped New England in this football game. I do. Hey, the weather, of course, was an issue. The biggest thing I will look at more than anything is number 93, Lawrence Guy, being back healthy in the interior part of their defensive line for the Patriots, where we've talked about, they don't have a lot of big people. In the last 2 weeks, they were missing him. To have him back, it changes their football team. But they were all over some of these Ravens run concepts. And it went back to the old thing again, Mike, to where, they caused chaos and Belichick did a great job. And then it came back into, it's a rainy night and we don't think your pass game's that great. And that allowed New England to put more eggs into the stopping the run basket. Mike, they played 3 deep, 4 under almost the whole game as far as coverages, with just a little man sprinkled in there. They were all over what they needed to do adjust to stop the run game. But because the pass game is so predictable in Baltimore too, they weren't threatened by it. So they could play simple coverages and go, hey, we know they kind of attack here and there, and this is what they do. And that played in their favor.
And look, this is one of the big flaws.
It is.
For this Ravens team.
Mm-hmm.
You will come up against somebody who stops what you want to do. Can you do the other thing? And sometimes they just physically can't stop what you want to do. Sometimes they can. We didn't think the Patriots would be able to stop it, but when you can't take away the run, they force you to pivot to something else where you struggle, and especially given the way the weather was on Sunday night, all the more reason for the Ravens pass game to struggle, and it worked out well. You wonder if the conditions had been perfect, is that the way the game would have gone? I really do think, usually that's a little bit of rain. No, there were times where it was like monsoon conditions.
You're right. I'm on the camp of the monsoon conditions hurt the Baltimore Ravens in this football game. They're the team that has a little bit more of the explosive element on the football field. Of course, with Lamar and then Hollywood Brown and Duvernay, they're the ones that have shown to be able to make those big-time type of plays and things like that, J.K. Dobbins and everything. It was slow track, and then it even hampered their pass game even more to where, hey, New England at times when they're playing those 3 deep looks, the middle safety who's supposed to be 15, 20 yards deep, he was 9 and 10 yards deep. One, because, I'm sure they had good feel for what the Ravens and how they were going to attack them. But 2, I bet you Bill told them, hey, come up a little bit. I don't think 30 and 40-yard posts are going to be part of the game plan this week. And that played into their favor as well as far as New England's concerned.
Flip it over to the New England offense. Why do you think they were able to have the kind of success they did against a pretty good Ravens defense?
I mean, I thought the Patriots would be able to run the football, but not to the extent in which we saw on Sunday night. I mean, it's the most well-coached, detailed, power, old-school running football game in football. I'm not saying it's the most creative. I'm still going to give Shanahan the gold medal as that's concerned. But the Patriots, it's like watching 1968 football again. I formation, tight end, 2 receivers, over 60% of the game. Nobody does that in football, or it's around 60% of the game. But, Mike, they always run the run play they want to run into the look they want to run. So there's never wasted plays there. And then the execution is absolutely top-notch. So between that and they have a great offensive line, that was special. And I felt like there was a little bit too, Mike, and this is where New England's genius, in some of these runs, the guys that ended up having to be in the really tough spot were the 2 rookie middle linebackers, Patrick Queen, Malik Harrison. It's just New England, hey, we coach them well, and, hey, I don't think these rookie linebackers have really seen this type of run scheme. Do they know how to defend it and do that? Hey, rookie defensive tackle, Madubaki, I can't say his name, from Texas A&M, excuse me. They exposed him a little too, but it's just a great running attack by that Patriots offense.
And, before we get too carried away about where the Patriots may go from here, given that they have won 2 in a row and they're playing as well as they have all season long.
Yeah.
I was taking a look at the standings. They're still the 10th seed.
I know.
They got a lot of work to
They
do
need help,
and not a long time to do it, to jump 3 teams. They've got to jump 3 teams to get themselves into the playoff mix. And again, if you're the Chiefs, the Steelers, the Ravens, anybody that plans to play a home game in the postseason, the Bills or the Dolphins, whoever wins that division, you do not want Bill Belichick and company in a single elimination setting. You just don't. And I don't care that they're not as talented this year as they are in past years. That all goes out the window when it's time to go to the single elimination round. And you're going against the guy who has mastered the single elimination round over the last 20 years. No, thank you. Give me the Browns. Give me the Raiders. Give me anybody but Bill Belichick and the Patriots.
Yeah, that is scary. They are. First off, again, let's not forget, we saw them go toe-to-toe with the Chiefs without Cam Newton and really get screwed over by probably the worst call by a referee we saw all year, where they're going to have a walk-in touchdown on a fumble by Patrick Mahomes, and they called him into the grass. That was a huge moment in that game. But you're right, Mike, they're scary. They have some elite things about their football team. Their coach is elite, and their secondary's elite, and their offensive line's elite. So when you have 3 things like that, right matchup, 1 game elimination, that's scary. That really is. And, hey, their coaching has been flawless over the last few weeks. I know they lost to the Bills. They played and managed that game perfect, other than the fumble at the end. Cam Newton has played perfect for 3 weeks in a row, other than that fumble. He's got a lot of pressure on him. It's not easy to play the way he's playing. They ran the ball. They ran screens. They ran a few play-action passes. His ability to run the ball gives them a great advantage with their other run attack, because you do have to worry about the element of him keeping the ball. And then between that, and then, Mike, this here's my last thing, just like, they score touchdowns still. Tom Brady's not there, but there's the great Baltimore Ravens defense, and they get down in the red zone, and they score 3 freaking touchdowns. And that's because coaching and what they do, and I just can't give, Belichick and McDaniels enough credit in that category.
Hi, I'm Mike Tirico, and thanks for watching. Make sure to hit subscribe for the latest news and highlights from NBC Sports.